Hello everyone and welcome back to Atypical Wealth. I'm Aamber Hickman, your South Bay LA Realtor, and here on this channel you're going to find tips on how to build wealth using your home. First step, let's get you one. The thing that everybody's wondering right now, especially with shifts in the market, interest rates going up and down, should I buy now or should I wait? So I'm going to give you all the factors to consider when you're making that choice. And whoever says that they have the answer for you, honestly, it depends on your situation. But I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for so that by the end of the day, you're feeling great about your choice. To really make an informed decision, you need to know what's happening in the housing market right now, right here in Los Angeles County. And once a month, I do videos on that very subject. So make sure you go ahead and check those out. You won't want to miss those, but I'll give you the cliff notes here. But seriously, go ahead and check the full video if you want to make sure you're in the know. One consideration when you're thinking, should I buy now or wait? Of course, it's going to be interest rates. You've heard all about it. Like, how expensive is it to buy a home right now? We've seen such low interest rates in 2020 and 2021. And then over time, of course, to fight inflation, the Federal Reserve, the guys with the keys to the economy, they decided, okay, we have to tamper down this inflation. So we are gonna make it harder for money to move around in the economy. Believe it or not, it's for our protection, but it has a huge impact on the housing market. And what that means is buying a home becomes more expensive because it's more of a risk for banks to loan money. It's more expensive for banks themselves to get money. So they do pass that cost down to you. Regardless of the reasons, the housing market is gonna go up, it's gonna go down, it's going to do what it's going to do. So the question is, what should you do about it? For the people that say, honestly, it would have been so much better if I bought the house in 2020, it would have been so much better if I bought the house in 2021, it's really not that simple. Think back to that time. If you were even interested in buying a home, if you even heard of somebody trying to buy a home, what was happening out there? There was bidding wars. People were overbidding. People were bidding way over the value of the home to get in the door, right? I remember making offers back then myself. A house listed at $530 going for $630 here in California. People are giving $100,000 over asking price just to get in. Now, do you really think they were thinking about interest rates then? No. Many people were just slinging around a lot of cold hard cash, and many of those people had already sold homes themselves. It was a madhouse. Great for realtors, but consumers that couldn't get in the door, it was a tough time. I know people really want interest rates to go down so that their monthly payment on their home is more affordable, but it comes with its own consequences. Think about it this way. When interest rates go down, that's a signal to a lot of other people that were on the sidelines, a lot of other buyers out there. Oh my gosh, it's cheaper now. I can save $200 to $300 a month on my monthly payment on my home. That's not a little bit of money. Yeah, you're right, that's a chunk of change. But when everybody gets off the sidelines, that's increased competition. So it's something to consider. With increased competition, you have to be even more ready to buy. You might have to be prepared for a counter offer so that you can win the home you want. And by the time you get through fighting that battle, I don't know how much over ask you may be, but there's a possibility that that might impact you negatively. And it might have been just cheaper for you to buy the home back when there were higher interest rates and very little competition. Now, that's not the case for every home in every market, but the economy is pretty predictable when it comes to this stuff, and especially with the housing market we've seen over the last few years. Something to consider. Interest rates, pay attention to them, but don't let them dictate your every move. Lower interest rates, amazing, great. Some people are saying out there right now, I should wait because the interest rates are gonna get even lower. But keep in mind, everybody's friend and their mom is gonna hop off the bench and be like, let me get in the game, coach. And you have to decide, are you ready to play ball with all of those people and their friends and their mama and their cousins? Food for thought, do what's best for you. We've touched on this a little bit already, but let's talk about another consideration when you're thinking, should I buy now or should I wait? Home prices. Okay, you know this, you've probably heard it, but think about, I hate to say it, your auntie, your uncle, grandparents. I know grandparents hurt. Your parents. Think about when they bought their home and how much it costs. Have you ever asked? Do you even want to know? I'll tell you. My parents bought their first home for $250,000 in a beautiful neighborhood. I mean, just beautiful. That same home is worth almost $1 million now. Can you guys believe that? What do home prices tend to do over time? They go up. So for those of you thinking, hey, I should wait, just keep that in mind. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you're just gonna have to be even more ready to jump in that buyer pool. There are cases where you really should wait. So let's talk about those. You should wait if you don't have another choice, right? Whether it be you're working on some credit issues, you're working on some income stability, you really don't even know where you wanna be. It might be a good reason to wait. If you're still working out the kinks on your plan, do not just throw money anywhere, right? Take your time. It doesn't matter if you have to pay a little bit more for your dream home if it's your dream home, right? So if that sounds like you're still working on some things, just remember what's for you, nobody can take away. So take your time, get your plan, feel good about it, and then pay a little bit more for the place you love. Nothing is wrong with that. I know it feels like, oh, man, I could have got this back in 1988. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Go get your dream home. Be happy, right? Just be happy. Now for me, I didn't really want to wait, but man, that comes with a heavy price too. I had to start farther out than I wanted to go. I wouldn't say I settled for the house that I got because I really do love my home, but it wasn't in the location that I wanted. I started an Airbnb business in my home because I'm like, well, we gotta generate some income while we have this home. That's not the ideal dream home that I wanted to live in, just because of where it is, not because of what it looks like, right? That's a lot of jumping around to get to the goal. And I don't think that's for everybody. So I like to say, if you are built for that, if you're adventurous, I say go for it. But if you're just like, dude, I'm just trying to live my life, okay? I want to live it, and I want to be in LA, so no pit stops for me. That's totally fine. Hold out for your dream home, plan for it, go get it. Okay, next we have to talk about home inventory. How many homes are out there to buy? Now we're in the Los Angeles market, and I'll be honest with you, it's a little bleak out there. According to Business Insider, at this point in time, homes are changing hands at the slowest pace in 30 years. That means people just aren't selling. That's going to change. I will tell you that much. It will change because what goes up must come down, and that's just the housing market for you. But let's focus on the present. Let's run this through. A limited supply of housing means that what you have is scarce, what you have is sacred, and people are willing to pay more for it. The reason why everybody kept waiting for the housing crash after COVID, and it just hasn't happened, is because there was increased demand. People wanted more space. People had the ability to work remote. People were really wanting that housing. There was a lot that they were doing to get it. It was a little crazy in my opinion. So I mean, think about it. Think about economics. Increased demand, limited supply, it always drives up the cost, right? Even though there's less demand now with our interest rates being higher and people are being called back to work, which means less moving around, there's still limited supply to contend with, okay? That's still a challenge. And that's why we didn't see prices go down. In fact, prices have still gone up over time. With the exception of those crazy spikes we saw for certain properties in the year 2020 and 2021, prices have remained steadily going up over time. And honestly, we just can't make them sell, right? We can't make people sell their homes, but you know why they're holding on to them? Because it's hard to get another one. I know someone that bought their home for $200,000 in the year 1996. That same home is worth $900,000 in the year 2024. Yes, it's a long time to get appreciation going, and it's a chunk of change. And you know what? What's crazy is they can't even get to the point where they can take money out of their home. In order to take equity out of their home, they need to qualify for a loan. You need to prove, essentially, that you can afford to buy the home that you're trying to take equity out of, that you're trying to take a percentage of ownership in the form of cashola out of the home, right? You have to prove you can afford that if anybody's going to give you a loan. If a lender is giving you that cold hard cash, they're going to want to know that you can back it up, because they're going to charge you interest on the same amount that you went ahead and took out of the home, okay? More on refinance later. I'm not here to bore you with refinancing rules and how it works, but the point is, people can't even afford, the people that bought their homes in '96 couldn't even afford to buy them today. That's the point. It's hard, and I hate to say it, but they won't be able to hold on to those homes forever. We are at a critical time right now, and honestly, millennials, you're about to be the biggest home buying group out there. And boomers, they won't be able to hold on to their homes for now. We're dealing with an aging boomer population and an inevitable home boom when, unfortunately, they're gonna die. I'm sorry, you don't have to wait until they die. You don't have to, but they are going to die. Many sons and daughters of those boomers will likely not hold on to every property available. So just keep in mind, this is temporary, but we are years away. In the US, we have the longest lifespan we've ever had. So keep that in mind. Don't wait for them to die, unless that's what you really want to do. I just want you to know, you don't have to wait for the boomers to die for you to get a home. You can get one sooner than that. It's totally possible for you to do that. But I'm just letting you know, we're gonna have some homes for sale in the next 20 years for sure. We've already talked about a lot, but let's go ahead and talk about when buying a home could be good for you. This is what you've been waiting for. Buying a home could be good for you if you have a way to get a down payment. If you find that where you live or in your surrounding area, you could probably afford a mortgage for a home you wouldn't mind living in at the very least. If you feel ready for the responsibility of home maintenance, which honestly, I'll be honest, nobody's really ready for that, but you will be, and that sense of ownership, nobody can take that away from you. For those of you wondering, should I buy now or should I wait? Let's go over the people that should buy right now. You should buy now if you are thinking about the money and you can afford it. And honestly, I want to be real with you. You should not be the person alone deciding whether or not you can afford it. You do need to work with a lender unless you're buying cash and you got it like that, and that's the case. Make it rain, honey. Love that for you. You should be working with a lender that can guide you through the financial process and let you know what they feel safe to lend you. What a responsible lender feels safe loaning you is usually still more than what you can afford. Keep that in mind, okay? Unless it's Chase. Chase does not play around. They will not let you get anything you can't afford. Man, just can I get an extra $20K on a house? They're like, nah, they don't play any games. But genuinely speaking, affordability is key, of course. So work with a lender to get pre-qualified, and don't be afraid of that. No, you can't get the home you want right now, because they're gonna tell you all the things that you can work towards, whether it be, hey, we need your income to be here, we need your credit to be here, whatever it is, they're gonna guide you through that process if they're a solid lender. And if you find you're not getting that kind of love, come talk to me and get a good recommendation, because lenders work nationally, not state by state, so I could help you out with a good reference from anywhere. You buy now if you're financially ready. Second, I don't want you to worry about interest rates. And that's because you buy a home when you're ready. And it doesn't matter if the interest rates are 7.5. This is controversial. Some realtors might cuss me out in the comments, but I live and die by this. It doesn't matter if the interest rates are 7.5 or 3.5. If you found your dream home and you can afford it and you believe that you want to stay in that place, I say go for it, because you have the possibility to refinance out of that 7.5. I did. In order to beat the competition, I sure bought my house at a really high interest rate, and then I refinanced a year and a half later to get out of it. And I could tell you right now, if I had bought my home earlier when interest rates were lower, I probably would not have been able to afford it at all, because so many people were outbidding one another because those interest rates were so low. That's my story. It doesn't have to be yours. Buy when you're ready. Should you buy now or should you wait? Let's think about your equity. You've probably heard the term equity. It basically means your percentage of ownership of a home, okay? What you can do when you own a home, you can go ahead and borrow money against your home. It's pretty powerful to be able to borrow against yourself. Really cool, but when you're first buying a place, you usually don't have that much equity, and if you got a home loan, they won't even let you touch the equity in your home until you get to a certain point. That's why I don't talk about equity as much in these videos, because equity is your long-term benefit for investing in yourself as a homeowner, right? It's a benefit you don't get with renting, right? So if you're tired of renting, which I was so tired of renting, which is kind of ironic because I do rent now, but I also own a home, whole thing. If you're tired of renting, it's definitely time for you to consider building a bridge to buying a home. And if you don't know how to do that, you already know, talk to your girl. I'll help you draft a plan, okay? Have you ever, and I say this, I know it's hard, but have you ever done this? Have you ever actually calculated how much rent money you spend in a year? Once you do that, most people are saying to themselves, I didn't even know I had that kind of money, but you do. You absolutely do. If you paid that amount, I bet you can work out an affordable payment on a home. It's just a matter of where it is and what it is that you want. But we make things happen around here. It's what we do. So if there is a will, if there's an interest, you come talk to me because I'll help make a way for you. Should you buy now or should you wait? Think about the housing market and then throw that thought away because it's really about you. It's about what you see for yourself in the present. It's what you see for yourself in the future. Honestly, if home ownership is a part of your story, it's something that you want, I mean, forget the American dream. Just think about being able to paint your walls the way you want. Think about being able to just do whatever you want to your lawn. Think about being able to grow your own food and nobody telling you otherwise. That's the kind of thing that gets me super excited about home ownership. It feels like I have ownership over my life. So the housing market does what? Doesn't impact me. It really doesn't. I mean, it does, right? It's gonna impact our wallet, it's gonna impact our interest rates, it's gonna impact all those things here, but it does the same thing when my landlord raises my rent or decides that, oh, I can't be month to month, I need to renew the lease instead and be locked into another 12 months. Or if my neighbor upstairs decides to blast their music super loud at night, that also impacts my day-to-day life. So please consider that you are still paying, right? You're still paying in time, energy, effort, but it's just going in a different direction. I just think, I'm biased, of course, I'm a realtor, right? But from a human to another human, I believe that home ownership really is so powerful, and what it does to our lives and our ability to shape our own lives is nobody is gonna take that away from me. I'm so excited about it, and I hope that you get to experience it too. So we already know, I say if you're ready, go for it. And if you're not ready, get ready, because the market gonna do what the market gonna do. I'm just here to help you. Go ahead and like the video, go ahead and subscribe. And remember, I really am here to help. My contact information is here below. I look forward to your home buying journey and hearing all about it. Ask a question in the comment section and I'll be sure to answer you. Looking forward to going on this journey together. Bye.